Have you not yet started your French ICC board preparations? Never written an essay, a letter, nor touched the comprehensions or the grammar? So, are you stressed out? Well, don't worry, I'm here to your rescue. I have given this exam before and I have consistently scored out of marks. I've scored 80s on 80s. I've been studying this since grade 3. And currently, I'm about to finish B1 level and I am ready to share my secret tips and tricks with you guys. So, watch this now and enrich your vocabulary with around 100 new words per theme and learn to answer comprehensions and score top marks in French grammar, essays, and letters. So, let's just get started. So, as you can read here, I've written a very beautiful quote, which is Le vouloir, c'est le pouvoir, which means to want is to be able to do. So, if you want something, you will definitely have the ability to do it, right? So, this is a very beautiful quote, and when you use quotes in your essays, letters, it's very impressive. So, if you think this quote makes sense in a certain essay, definitely write this down immediately, write its meaning, okay? And yeah, let's just get started. So, you are here for cracking the code, which is French ICC Exam Success Series Part 1. Let's begin this with a lot of enthusiasm. I wish you guys all the best. So, by the end of this video, you will have learned how to decode meanings of any sentence. So, when a question paper comes in front of you, it should not happen that you don't understand the meaning of the question. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to decode meanings. You will have learned almost 100 new words on the theme for this video, which is India, because the board adores this theme. After having learned 100 new words and the art of decoding, now you can use those words and create sentences skillfully. So you learn the words, you created sentences. Next, we'll start writing paragraphs and essays about India. And lastly, we will learn how to ace the French comprehensions based on the very same theme. Okay. So as beginners, I have a step-by-step guide for you guys to write essays and letters on any topic. Okay, so no matter which theme is given to you, if you follow these 6 steps, you can definitely write about it. And I'm also going to teach you how to retain the phrases, the pointers, the vocabulary that I give you, because more often than not, people just tend to forget it. They in one sitting, they learn everything, and by the next week when they come, they tend to forget everything, which is something that I don't want. So let's see how to ace those essays, letters, and how to create a dictionary in your mind. So firstly, we are going to go topic wise, theme wise, because there are certain themes that the board loves. For each video, I'll pick one theme. For this video, it's India. So firstly, based on that theme, we are going to find and read a comprehension. Now that comprehension could be anything on the internet, which I think is similar to the kind of comprehensions that board gives us. It could be articles about India, it could be blogs about India, literally anything, okay? Second is, we are going to decode that blog by writing a meaning of every important word in English. I'll give you examples of how to use that word, okay, if there are certain exceptions, its meaning, everything, okay, the whole document, the whole blog, the whole article will be decoded. Next is, after you have learned the new words, I want you to sit and write and repeat each one of them 5 times, write their spellings, learn the spellings 5 times. So now I know this sounds a bit difficult, but I know when you started learning English, you definitely had to sit and write spellings. There's no way out. If you want to score 80 on 80, you need to do this. The fourth step is, now that you have recorded the blog, you have learned meanings from it, you have learned the spellings and everything. Based on that blog or that article or that comprehension, we are going to solve questions so that you learn how to formulate sentences and answer questions using the new words. Once you know how to formulate sentences and answer questions, and you have such a rich vocab, you can clearly just write an essay, okay, based on that topic. But the only thing before writing the essay is that you need to create points to write the essay. So you have the vocabulary, but if you don't know what to write about that topic. So if I give you the topic, what will you do if you become a millionaire? And maybe some people are just sitting the blank thinking, what will I do? Because, you haven't really thought about it before and you have no points in your mind, then that's useless. If you have vocab and no points, it's useless. So once vocab is done, we are going to create pointers for every single theme. After creating the pointers, we will use them to write essays and letters on that topic. Lastly, one thing that I want you to do is whatever words, phrases that you learn in this particular video, you need to repeat them. Sit, write their spellings, repeat them, repeat their meanings before you come for next video, because obviously the words that you learn in one video will again be used in the next video along with some new words. So in your mind, you need to keep adding the words, and before adding the new words, I don't want you to forget the old ones. Okay, let's just get to the block. So as I said, for every topic, I choose certain blocks, certain themes, and we work with those themes. So this is a blog written by Catherine Dupont. So it is blog the Catherine, the is off, and so it's blog of Catherine. Okay, I have taken this blog from Blog du Monde pour Affaires. Okay, you pick a certain theme which the board likes, and if you want to read blogs and articles about it to get an idea, you can just go on this particular site. Okay, now before we get started with decoding this blog and understanding its meaning, I want you to have a look at the 5 pictures given here. So what do you see in the first picture? What do you think it is? So it looks like some market where a person's going to buy certain spices. Okay, and I'm pretty sure if you write an essay or a letter about India, you're going to talk about its food. And when you talk about its food, you are definitely going to praise its spices, because that's what makes our cuisine so different, right? So what is the spelling of spices? It's called épices. Les épices. Okay, EPICES. Épices. Okay, I want you to learn that. Okay, spices are called épices. EPICES. What do you see here? Snacks, right? So what are snacks called in French? So many people often while writing, they just say that I went there and I bought nous avons mangé les bonbons. So bonbon is a very common word that is used, but a more, you can say richer vocabulary would be shown if you use the word casse-croûte. Les casse-croûte. Write this word down immediately. L-E-S-C-A, that is le. Next is C-A-S-S-E, casse. You give a hyphen and you write C-R-O-U-T-E-S. Above the U, give a circumflex. Les casse-croûte. Snacks. Now I want to show you something. All the words that I'm teaching you, I have created a list of those words. Okay, new words and phrases. So there are approximately 71 words here, okay, that I want you to learn. There are some connectors which we'll talk about later, but there are around 71 new words, and these words are so important. Okay, I want you to write all of them down. Okay, all of them as in the ones that you don't know, and learn them, because they're not just going to be used for this video, but for many other videos. This is how you build a good vocab. Repeat them to yourselves, write the spellings and learn. Okay, so let's get back to decoding. So what's the next picture? So we saw casse-croûte, we saw épices, which you will use to talk about cuisine. Now what next? So when you talk about India, Rajasthan and its culture is a topic that students like to talk about more often. So what do you see? This is a desert, right? Rajasthan. So what is the word for desert in French? It's exactly just like in English, but you just above the E, you add this accent, ague. Okay, you add the ague accent above the E. So this is the spelling of desert, le desert. Okay. Then you see the sand. Sand is called sable. S-A-B-L-E. Write it down. S-A-B-L-E. Sable. Sand. You can use this to describe beaches. You can use the word sable to talk about a desert. Okay, picture compositions, I don't know, anywhere to describe a certain trip to a place, you can use the word sable. Okay, if you went to a beach or a desert. So note this down. Next, we see temples, which are obviously a very huge part of India. So the word for temples is exactly like in English, Temples. It's somewhere over here. See, Temples, and it's pronounced as Temple, Le Temple. Now, two more words that come to your mind when you look at this. It looks very old, so it is historical. It's historic. Okay, historic. Historique, historic. Okay, next, they look very ancient, right? So one more word that I would like to add to your vocab is ancien, Ancien, ancien. Okay, and if the thing that you are describing is feminine and it's ancient, the spelling becomes Ancienne. So don't forget every adjective that you are using, use it um, after checking if the word that you are describing is masculine plural, or feminine plural. Let's not get into depth on the adjectives now. So I give you a few new words: épis, casse-croûte, sable, dessert, temple, ancien, historique. Now let's just get started with decoding this block. This is a really fun exercise and the most fun way to learn new words. Okay, more voyage or and. Voyage is travel, and in India. Now there's one mistake that many people make, and I want to know this down immediately. Whenever you are talking about a certain country, before it you use en or, okay? But when you are talking about a certain city or a village, you use a, okay? A, and on that you give the accent like this, okay? The graph, okay? So apone, anasik, apari, if you want to say, you have to give a, and on that you have to give a graph. Okay, so before countries or before cities are. You experience. So spelling of experience, just like in English, but above E, you have to add the AQ. So write this down immediately. Vremo. Vremo is truly, and solid, unusual. Okay, so a truly unusual experience is what this is saying. So write down Vremo means truly, and solid, unusual experience, just like in English, above the E, just adding Q. Okay. Now, Catherine Dupont has written this. When has she written this? Sang Janvier Demi. Let's just start reading. I'll give you the meanings of important words, and all of them are already present in the notes. But there are certain important things that I'll say while decoding this, certain tips, tricks, which I want to give you. Okay. Share lector. Lector, reader. Okay. Aujourd'hui. I hope by now you know what aujourd'hui means. It is today, obviously. Je vais vous raconter. Now, this is a verb that confuses people. Raconter. Raconte. Let me explain this verb to you. I went to Paris and I come back. And now I obviously have to flaunt, oh, I went to Paris. I need to tell every single thing to my friends. So when I come back and I recall everything and I describe it to them, that is called as raconte. Okay. People confuse this verb with another verb, that is RECONTRER, that is rencontre. Okay, rencontre means to meet. Raconte means to recall and describe. Okay, I hope you understood the difference. So she is going to recollect and describe one of her the maze experience, the voyage, les plus extraordinaire. Okay, extraordinary, just like in English, a little bit different. Write the spelling down: EXTRAORDINAIRES. Okay, here she is added as because she is describing experiences which are plural, so her adjective is also plural. Okay, next para. Allure. Allure is a connector. What are connectors? So connectors, just like the name suggests, it's just like in English. It's words that you use to connect sentences, different parts of sentences. Allure means so. Okay, so you can write ALORS. Allure means so. Always remember to use connectors. C'était ordonné 18 que j'ai décidé. So I decided. Okay. This comes from the French verb ER verb, décider, DECIDER. So she decided. The prendre une pause. Pause just like in English. She decided to take a break. So she's saying in 2018, I decided to take a break. Means ami mo propose d'aller or ant. Aller in French is like, if you know Marathi, this is a great way to remember meaning of aller. In French, aller means gele. In Marathi, gele means to go. Okay, so aller means to go. Okay, in French, aller means gele, that is to go. Okay, means ami mo propose. This comes from the French er verb proposer. Okay, this is past form of that verb. Okay, propose. It's just like in English. Okay, so she proposed this idea. Okay, it's just like that. So her friends proposed the idea of going to India. Nous avons tout de suite réservé les billets. Réservé, just like in English, comes from the er verb. Okay, billet, tickets. Write this down. Billets, tickets. So when you are asked to describe a certain trip, you can definitely use the word billet. The avion, again, plane. Coming back. Notre voyage, come on, say, start. Comes from the er verb. Okay, on a voyage, on pondo do mois. Mois means months. MOIS means months. On a explore catarata or total. So I think explore you should write. It comes from the er verb. This is past form of that, just like English. Okay, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka. Land say a pay dollar patrimuan itrerish. Write this sentence down immediately. It's such a beautiful sentence. You can literally copy paste it in your essays and letters while talking about India, talking about any place that you visited, any country, any city, any village. So why this is so rich and beautiful is it shows that you can use the preposition, the relative pronoun do. Okay, so what does do means? Do is like of which, about which. It's like whose. So India is a country whose patrimoine, again a very rich word in the sentence, which is heritage, is very rich. Rich is just like English, rich. Write this sentence down. So if you went to Paris, you can change accordingly. Le Paris est un pays dont le patrimoine est très riche. Instead of patrimoine, you can use culture. Okay, land say a pays dont la culture est très riche. Anything. Okay, write this down and just copy paste it. C'est un pays qui est très connu pour sa diversité culturelle. This sentence also write it down immediately. It's a country that is très connu. Connu is well known for its cultural diversity. You can change it according to the different places that you went to. You can use it for talking about any place. Okay, and instead of saying it's known for cultural diversity, you can use any other thing. So if you went to Paris, you can say une ville qui est très connue pour I don't know, Paris is well known for le Tour Eiffel, it says monument, okay, for the Eiffel Tower and its monuments, whatever, okay. Say a pays où tout le monde rêve d'aller. Very beautiful sentence. Again, write this down. You can write it for describing literally any place. So it's a country, où. Où means where, okay. Where tout le monde, that is everyone, rêve, comes from the French verb rêver. R-E circumflex V-E-R. Okay, dreams of going. It's a country where everyone dreams of going. Very beautiful sentence. Write this down. So these last three sentences, I think, can be used very beautifully. So d'abord, a very beautiful connector, which means first of all. Okay, there are a few more connectors that I want to talk about. Let's just get there. So these are connectors which I think if you used in your letters, in your essays, the examiner will get impressed and will give you amazing marks. So to d'abord means first of all. The me and mo also means firstly. Next, if you want to add certain events that first we did this, then we ate this, then we went there. So when you say next, you can use puis or ensuite. And if you want to say at the end, you can use enfin or à la fin. Learn them. For now, I've given a simple 6 words ka list because I don't want to overburden you. But in every new video, we'll keep adding, okay? So connectors are there. These notes will be uploaded in the description box of my videos, okay? Let's get back to decoding quickly. So where were we? To d'abord, Rajasthan, we went to Rajasthan. Qui est aussi appelé le pays des rois, which is also called pays, that is country. There means of. Roi is king, so country of kings. Write this down. So often while describing India, people like to talk about specific states, and Rajasthan is one of the most common ones that people choose. So Pei de Rua, you can use this. You need to have knowledge about the state that you talk about. So it's called the country of kings. Appeler comes from the French verb s'appeler and er verb, which is used to talk about the name of something. So for example, if I say Je m'appelle Ria, for example, it means my name is Ria. Tu t'appelles Paul, it means your name is Paul. So when you talk about the name of something, you use appelé. Okay, this is the past form of it. Say un regio, just like in English, but above the E, you add EQ. Où l'opera trouver plusieurs monuments historiques. A beautiful sentence, you can copy it down. So, say un regio, où l'opera trouver, after trouver, you can add anything, depends on the place. What, okay, trouver means find. So, whatever you find in that place, accordingly, you can change this. Plusieurs means many, monument, just like English, write this down again, and historique, I've already told you. Les points d'attraction de cet endroit colorié sont means the points of attraction. Endroit means place. And sorry, and give me a second. Okay. Colorié means colored. Okay. So the points of attraction of this colored place are Les Forteresse, copy it down just like in English. Les Palais means palaces. Les Safari dans le désert du Tar. Ou semelon means getting tangled. Okay. La nature, l'aventure, et la vie sauvage. Vie sauvage, very beautiful word which people want to use but don't know what it means. Write it down. It means wildlife. Okay. Aventure, very similar to English, just cut the D in the spelling. There is activité culturelle, le luxe. Luxe is luxury. They fête a festival. So many times the question comes in the paper, décrivez votre fête india préférée, means describe your favorite Indian festival. Okay, fête, festival. Festival, I think everyone will understand the meaning of fête. Okay, please. That's very important. Ensuite, just as I showed you in the connectors, which means next. Okay, on a Aleo Gujarat, we went to Gujarat. Le désert du Kutch était mon coup de cœur. Okay, so write this down. It's a very beautiful sentence. Cannot stress enough on the beauty of this sentence. Okay, it shows a very rich vocab to the examiner. So you can, mon coup de cœur is used to talk about something which is your absolute favorite, which you love. Okay, you can use anything. So suppose I love dal bati, it's my favorite. So I can say le dal bati est mon coup de cœur. Okay, so anything plus etre plus mon coup de cœur is like a formula that I've created. Say anything plus etre plus mon coup de cœur. Okay, so it's used for something that's your favorite, that you like a lot. Let's get ahead. On a passé la nuit dans les tentes que nous avons louées. So we spend the night in the tents. Write this word down. So often camping is a theme in the French papers. You have a picture description where people are going for camping and you need to describe it. Sometimes you have to describe a certain trip and you don't know what to write about. You can simply describe a camping trip, right? So this word is beautiful. You can note it down. T-E-N-T-E-S. Tents. Que nous avons loué comes from the ER verb louer, which means to rent. This is the past form of that. Louer means to rent. Une nuit inoubliable. Write this word down. It means unforgettable. Okay. If you remove the in and just write oubliable, it is forgettable. But inoubliable, unforgettable. Very beautiful adjective. Write it immediately. Shows a good vocab. Kaskrut, I already told you. Snacks of Gujarat. So particularly more delicious. Okay. Particularly delicious. Write down both the verbs. Okay. Particularly delicious, delicious. Gute absolument. Now, again, I cannot stress enough on the beauty of this sentence. It can take multiple forms. So let me explain this sentence to you. Now, gute absolument means to taste absolutely. Suppose I watched a film and I want to say that you should watch it. Totally, it's amazing. I want to recommend it. I'll say regarde absolument. I ate something and I want to say you should taste it. I can say gute absolument. I read something. I want to say you should read it. Lead absolument. Okay, just change the verb. It's a beautiful sentence. Next, au sud du Gujarat means in the south of Gujarat. So through is find. We find Letat the Maharashtra. Okay, Etat means state. Write it down if you don't know. On a manger le farmer's vada pav, dormo ami andia, parle tulton. Write this down immediately. So we ate the famous vada pav about which my Indian friend kept talking all the time. This is the imperfect form of parle. Okay. Now, why I asked you to write this down, you can just change it. So suppose you went to, you can just fake it. No, suppose you went to Paris. You don't necessarily need to have a friend at Paris that told you to eat something. You can just fake it in the paper that my French friend kept telling me to eat this and therefore I ate it. Why this sentence is amazing? It uses imparfait, it uses do, which shows a good use of vocab. Okay, do means again of which, about which. So we ate the famous vada pav about which my Indian friend kept talking. Tulto all the time. Tulto all the time. Write it down. Okay, sentence is amazing. Say it Telmo savorous. Telmo a lot. Savorous just like in English, delicious. Okay, write this down as well and Telmo as well. Då set etat on a view like growth the Allora. Now, what is growth? Growth is caves. So, då set etat on a view like growth the Allora. Ellora. So, write down growth is caves. La reggio the Kokkan a beaucoup de chateau. I think the person wanted to write a means has a lot of chateau. Chateau is castles. Write this down. Again, beautiful word. Okay. Not many people use it, so it shows a good vocab that you have a vast vocab. Chateau, castles. Enfin means at the end. On a continue notre voyage au sud et on est arrivé au Karnataka. So it comes from the French er verb continuer, which means to continue. Write it down. Au sud means in the south. Et on est arrivé au Karnataka. EC means here on a seulement exploré une ville historique qui s'appelle Hampi. So we just explored a historical ville called Hampi, a city called Hampi. Seulement means only. Seulement only. This is the past form of French verb explorer, which is just like in English. Write both of them down. Okay. C'est une ville qui enchante tous les touristes avec ses temples. Write this sentence down. Very beautiful sentence. Can be used to describe any country, any city, any place. Enchant is coming from the French verb enchanter, which means to enchant. So you can use it for any place. So suppose let's take Paris again. So I want to say c'est une ville qui enchante tous les touristes avec le Tour Eiffel. It enchants the tourists with the Eiffel Tower. Right? You can use it for any place. Beautiful sentence. Le soir. On a view, le coucher de soleil means in the evening. We saw coucher de soleil. Beautiful word. Write it down. It means sunset. So coucher actually means to sleep. And soleil is like related to the sun. So it's like the sun sleeping, sunset. Write it down and learn it. Coucher de soleil, sunset. Okay, can be very beautifully used. Write the whole sentence down. Le soir, on a view, le coucher de soleil sur Hampi. Depuis la colline Matanga, colline hill. So we saw it from the hill called Matanga. Depending on the place, you can change the name of the hill. Or suppose if you went to the beach, you can still say that le soir on a view le coucher de soleil, c'était magnifique. It was magnificent. Okay, anything. Use beautiful adjectives and it makes the sentence attractive. Say your experience, colonna truvra, you'll path ayer. So it's an experience which we will never find anywhere in the future. Ayer means future. Often this word is used in French questions and people don't know its meaning. Write it down. Ayer means future. Nulle part means nowhere. Et voila. Notre voyage s'est terminé. Terminé, just like English, comes from the French verb er verb terminer, which means to end. Hampi. Et nous sommes rentrés en France. Rentrer means to return. Er verb it is. This is the past form. Mais je n'oublierai jamais l'ant. Ce pays dont j'aurai toujours des souvenirs dans mon cœur. Very beautiful sentence. Write it down. You can copy paste it as it is and just change it according to the place. So it means I'll never forget India. This pays do means about which or of which or whose. I will always have. Toujours means always. Souvenir is memories. Do mon cœur. Mon cœur is heart. So in my heart. Okay, so I will never forget India. This pays whose memories will always be in my heart, right? So write this beautiful sentence down. Doors about which toujours always souvenir memories, mocker heart. Les Indiens sont très accueillants et chaleureux. Can't stress enough on what a beautiful sentence this is. Just write it down. You can change this nationality according to the place that you go to. So if you want to say that the French people are very accueillant, which is welcoming, and chaleureux, which is warm, you can say les Français sont très accueillants et chaleureux. If you want to say this about Indians, you can say les Indiens sont très accueillants et chaleureux. Beautiful words that show very rich vocab. Say a pays que j'ai beaucoup aimé. It's a place that I liked a lot. Et j'ai déjà hâte d'y organiser mon prochain voyage. Write this down. J'ai déjà hâte d'y organiser mon prochain voyage. Very beautiful sentence. It means I can't wait to organize my next trip here. J'ai déjà hâte d'y organiser mon prochain voyage. Write this down. Okay. Very beautiful sentence. Can be changed according to the place that you visited. Okay. I can't wait to organize my next trip. And then you can add and France, je ne sais pas. Okay, new words and phrases are included in the notes. You can go through them. I will just go through the very important notes, the important parts. Everything is important, but something that I think needs little bit of explaining, then I'll explain it. Let me just see. I've explained all of this before. Let's go to the next page. So if I find something, yeah. So let me go through this. So often while describing a place, you need to tell where it is located. So whenever you want to say that it's in the north, it's in the south, use O. So if you say O Sud, it means in the south. If you want to say in the north, you can say O north, Nord, O north, in the north. If you want to say in the west, you will say A, that is A graph, L apostrophe, OEUST, al west. Okay, because O starts with vowel, you use L apostrophe. And if you want to say in the east, you will say A lest, A L apostrophe EST. Okay, that's one thing I wanted to tell you. What else? Yeah, these are two French verbs in which people always get confused. Voyager and travailler. Travailler sounds like travel, but no, it means to work. And voyage means to travel. So voyager means to travel, travailler means to work. Don't forget that. Here, voyager to travel, travailler to work. And just voyage without the R means travel. Without the R, it means travel. Okay, two words again in which people get confused. La ville is city with double L. La vie without any L is life. Okay. I think that's it for now.